Ever wondered what it's like to live in space? Floating 420 kilometers above Earth, the International Space Station is a marvel of human engineering, a massive orbiting laboratory where astronauts live, work, and conduct groundbreaking experiments. From space medicine and plant growth to dark matter research, the ISS is shaping the future of exploration. But how does it stay in orbit? What challenges do astronauts face? And how is it preparing us for missions to Mars? Join us as we uncover the incredible story of the ISS, its amazing discoveries, and what it means for the future of space travel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating history from the historical history. What is the International Space Station, and why was it built? The International Space Station is a massive space laboratory orbiting Earth at an altitude of about 420 kilometers. The International Space Station is a modular structure, meaning it was built piece by piece in orbit. It is roughly the size of a football field and weighs about 420,000 kilograms. The ISS orbits Earth every 90 minutes at a speed of 28,000 kilometers per hour. The International Space Station is home to astronauts from around the world. The crew typically consists of 3 to 7 astronauts from space agencies like the USA, Russia, Europe, Japan, and Canada. They stay for about 6 months, though some missions last longer. Since 2000, the ISS has been continuously occupied, making it humanity's longest-running space habitat. Why was it built? The ISS was built for several key reasons. Scientific research. It allows scientists to study the effects of space on the human body and conduct experiments not possible on Earth. International cooperation. It promotes collaboration between space agencies, reducing costs and pooling resources. Future space exploration. The ISS acts as a testing ground for future missions to the Moon and Mars. Technology development. It helps engineers develop new technologies, from life support systems to robotics. Education and inspiration. The ISS encourages global interest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The International Space Station was launched in stages, with the first module, Zarya, launching aboard a Russian Proton rocket on November 20th, 1998. 2 weeks later, NASA's Unity module was launched and connected to Zarya, marking the beginning of ISS assembly in orbit. Over the next decade, multiple modules and components were added. The station became fully operational in 2011. The ISS is a global effort involving 5 major space agencies: NASA, United States, Roscosmos, Russia, JAXA, Japan, ESA, Europe, CSA, Canada. Thousands of engineers and astronauts worldwide work together, making the ISS a symbol of international cooperation in space exploration. The International Space Station is a modular structure, meaning it was built piece by piece in orbit. It is roughly the size of a football field and weighs about 420,000 kilograms. The ISS orbits Earth every 90 minutes at a 28,000 kilometers per hour speed. What are the main components of ISS? The International Space Station is a modular spacecraft with several key components that support life, research, and operations in space. Here are its main components. Zarya. Zarya was the first module of the International Space Station, launched aboard a Russian Proton rocket on November 20th, 1998. It was built by Russia, but funded by NASA as part of international cooperation. Originally designed for power and propulsion, it now serves as a storage area. Zvezda. Zvezda is one of the most important modules of the International Space Station. It was launched on July 12, 2000, and serves as the station's main service module. Built in Russia, it provides life support, propulsion, and crew living quarters. Destiny. Destiny is the primary U.S. science laboratory on the ISS, launched in 2001. It allows astronauts to conduct experiments in microgravity, focusing on biology, physics, medicine, and technology. Measuring 8.5 meters long, it provides crucial research for future space missions. Columbus. Columbus is Europe's main science laboratory on the ISS, launched in 2008. Built by the European Space Agency, ESA, it is 7 meters long and allows astronauts to conduct experiments in microgravity, including biology, medicine, and materials science. It has 10 research racks for automated and human-operated studies. Columbus plays a key role in advancing space science and technology. Kibo. Kibo is the largest module on the ISS, built by Japan. It was launched in 2008 and consists of pressurized lab, used for scientific experiments in medicine, biology, and materials science. Exposed facility, a unique external platform for conducting experiments in open space. Robotic arm, helps move equipment and supports spacewalks. Kibo plays a vital role in microgravity research and future space exploration. Harmony and tranquility. Harmony and tranquility is the most important module on the ISS, built by the USA. It was launched in 2010. Harmony and tranquility connect different parts of the ISS and house life support systems. Canadarm. Canadarm is another important module on the International Space Station, built by Canada, a robotic arm used for maintenance, capturing cargo ships, and assisting astronauts during spacewalks. Solar arrays. The ISS solar arrays are its primary power source, converting sunlight into electricity. The station has 8 large solar panels, spanning over 2,400 square meters, about the size of a football field. These arrays generate up to 120 kilowatts of power, enough to run over 40 houses on Earth. The panels rotate to track the sun, ensuring maximum energy absorption. Batteries store power for when the ISS is in Earth's shadow. Without these solar arrays, the ISS couldn't function, as they power everything from life support to scientific experiments. Airlocks and docking ports. The International Space Station has airlocks and docking ports for spacecraft to attach, deliver supplies, and transport astronauts. Radiators and life support systems. The radiators on the ISS regulate temperature by dissipating excess heat from electronic systems and sunlight exposure. Without them, the station would overheat or freeze. The life support systems ensure astronaut survival by generating oxygen from water, removing carbon dioxide from the air, recycling water from urine, sweat, and humidity. These systems make long-term space missions possible by creating a self-sustaining environment in orbit. How does the ISS stay in orbit? The International Space Station orbits Earth at about 420 kilometers altitude, traveling at 28,000 kilometers per hour. It stays in orbit due to a balance between gravity and speed. Earth's gravity pulls the ISS downward, trying to make it fall. The ISS moves so fast that instead of falling straight down, it keeps missing Earth, essentially falling around the planet in a continuous orbit. What keeps it from falling back to Earth? Even in space, there is a tiny amount of atmospheric drag, which slows down the ISS over time. To prevent it from falling, Russia's Zvezda module and docked cargo spacecraft use their thrusters to boost the ISS back to its proper orbit. This reboost happens several times a year to maintain altitude. Without these adjustments, the ISS would gradually descend and eventually burn up in Earth's atmosphere. This delicate balance keeps the ISS safely orbiting our planet. How do astronauts eat, sleep, use the toilet, and stay fit in microgravity? Now we are going inside the International Space Station and seeing how astronauts eat, sleep, use the toilet, and stay fit in microgravity.
Here's a pretty cool place. This is sort of like in your house where everybody meets in the morning. After you wash your face, brush your teeth, you want to find something for breakfast. And this is our kitchen. You might notice there's all sorts of foods here. It's like opening the refrigerator. You got all your different stuff that you want to have: drinks, meats, eggs, vegetables, cereals, bread, snacks, and that's a good place. That's where you find all the candy. Side dishes, and then some little power bars just in case. So we have all this type of food. Some of it is dehydrated, and so we have to hydrate it, fill it up with water. Some of it is already made, and then all we have to do is heat it up. So something like this, I'm pulling out barbecued beef brisket. Pretty yummy. Not only is this food made in the US, but we also have food here from Japan. We've got Russian food. As you can see, all these red containers are filled with food that's from Russia. And then we get some of our specialty stuff, some things that we like, some of our favorite stuff that your family can send up. In fact, I like fluffernutters, and so I got sent up some fluff so I could make my fluffernutter with peanut butter. So you have a lot of food up here, no problems. And so people always ask about sleeping in space. Do you lie down? Are you in a bed? Not really, because it doesn't matter. You don't really have the sensation of lying down. You just sit in your sleeping bag. So here's one sleep station right here. I'm going in right now. You can follow me if you want. So I'm inside. It's sort of like a little phone booth, but it's pretty comfy. I've got a sleeping bag right here that we sleep in, so we don't have sort of like a little bit of a cover. We don't fly all over the place. But you know, you can sleep in any orientation. I have it sleeping, feeling like I'm standing up right now, but like you saw, I'm on the floor. But it doesn't matter if I turn over and I sleep upside down. I can't have it. I don't have any sensation in my head that tells me that I'm upside down, so it really doesn't matter. The sleep station is also like a little office. We've got a computer in here. As you can see, we've got a couple little toys. I've got some books. I've got some clothes and other things that make it sort of like home. I'm coming out. And just for reference, that's one sleep station. This one's another. Right here. There's one on the ceiling, if you want to call it. Right here. And then there's a fourth on the other wall over here. So all of us sleep in a little bit of a circle. One of the most pressing questions about living in space, of course, is the bathroom. So let's take a look at that little piece of work. Come on in. Here we are at the throne. This is awesome. You might see the little, you might have noticed the little moon on the outside. This is our orbital outhouse right here. And of course, it serves for two functions. Number two, right here. I'll show you. But you see it's pretty small, so you have to have pretty good aim, and you be ready to make sure things get let go the right direction. And it smells a little bit, so I'm closing it up. And that's, of course, for number two. And this guy right here is for number one. So they're sort of two slightly separate functions, but you can do a little, essentially both, by hanging on right here and doing number one and number two. I might add, it's color-coded, so you really don't get it mixed up, which is nice. This is yellows for number one. And also, there's a selection of paper. People always ask about toilet paper. What do you do with toilet paper? What kind of toilet paper do you have? We have gloves, just because sometimes it does get messy. We have some Russian wipes, which are a little bit coarse if you like the coarse type of toilet paper. We have some nice tissues, which are nice and soft if you like soft toilet paper. We have Huggies, just for any cleanup. You know, we were all babies once, and this sort of helps. And then if things get really out of control, we have disinfectant wipes, just to make sure we clean up here. Because, you know, just like the water I showed you, the number one stuff can sort of go all over the place if you don't aim correctly. And did I mention both of these have a little bit of suction, so they should keep things going in the right direction. But like I said, sometimes things get a little out of control if you are out of control yourself flying around. So we have lots of protective stuff. And of course, you do have your privacy. There's a little door, so other people know that you're in there. Hey, one thing I didn't show you, or I talked about but I didn't show you, was the exercise, another piece of exercise device, which is the advanced resistive exercise, and that's what this is right here. This is ARED, and you could probably see this bar. You just do a little bit of maneuvering here. Stand by. You have to set it up just like at any other gym. Hold on. Show you how this works. So you can see you can change your attitude just by going from one module to the next, going up from the cupola down here. This is what we call the ARED. And with this, you can lift weights based on vacuum in these cylinders, just like you do at home at a gym. For example, if I wanted to do a squat, I could do it like this. Oops. I should need some weight on this thing. I'm not lifting with anything, so it's too easy. One of the cool things you could do things that you can't do at home. For example, single leg squats with just one leg, because the other leg, you won't fall over. So all sorts of stuff. You can also do bench press. We have a bench that we could add on here, so you can work on your beach muscles. Our planet. I think some questions I had were about what do you do in your free time, and you can't help but want to just come to the cupola and look outside as much as you can. And a lot of folks, I play this game with myself about where we're flying over the Earth. Try to come in here and just guess. After being here for a little while, you can sort of figure it out. You can tell different cloud types over different continents. You can tell different soil types over different continents. So let's see. And then, of course, there's a lot of ocean. So usually we're over the ocean at first glance. I will tell you in just a moment where we are. There we go. So right now we are right over Africa. It's a little bit cloudy, as you can tell, but we're right over the continent of Africa. Hey, what's that? I think that's a Soyuz spacecraft. That's the spacecraft that's taken us home to planet Earth today. Oh my gosh. We might have to go take a look at that. That's pretty cool. It's a little bit smaller than the rest of the spacecraft, the space station, so you'll see if we go there, it'll be a little bit more crammed. But you can look all the way back to the...
What challenges do astronauts face while living on the ISS? Living on the International Space Station is exciting, but it comes with many physical, psychological, and technical challenges. 1. Microgravity effects. Muscle and bone loss. Without gravity, muscles and bones weaken, so astronauts exercise daily to stay strong. Fluids shift. Body fluids move upward, causing puffy faces and congestion. Vision problems. Pressure changes in the skull can affect eyesight over time. 2. Radiation exposure. The ISS is outside Earth's protective atmosphere, exposing astronauts to higher radiation levels, increasing cancer risks. 3. Psychological challenges. Being in a small enclosed space far from home for months can cause stress, loneliness, and sleep problems. Astronauts must stay mentally strong and communicate with family via video calls. 4. Space equipment and emergencies. Fire, air leaks, and system failures are serious threats. Astronauts undergo intensive training to handle emergencies quickly. 5. Re-entry and readjusting to Earth. Returning to gravity is tough. Astronauts experience dizziness, weak muscles, and balance issues when they land. Despite these challenges, astronauts adapt and thrive, making space exploration possible. The International Space Station is more than just a spacecraft. It's a symbol of human achievement, international cooperation, and scientific progress. For over 2 decades, it has been a home in space where astronauts live, work, and conduct groundbreaking experiments that benefit life on Earth and pave the way for future space exploration. From studying human health in microgravity to testing new space technologies, the ISS has provided invaluable knowledge for missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Despite challenges like radiation exposure, muscle loss, and technical risks, astronauts continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in space. As we look toward the future, the ISS will play a crucial role in deep space travel, supporting NASA's Artemis missions, the Lunar Gateway, and the first human missions to Mars. It's not just a space station, it's a stepping stone to the stars. What do you think about the ISS and its future? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more amazing historical content on the historical history. Thanks for watching.